Gary Norcross is the chairman, CEO, and president of FIS Global, one of the largest financial services firm in the world. It has its origins right here in Arkansas. He and I sat down to talk business. Gary, talk to me a little bit about just in general, how is business? How are business conditions? I hadn't had a chance to really sit down and visit with you since Trump became president, and some of the economic policies that he's pushed for have come into effect. How's just your business overall?
Well, you know, Roby, once good to see you again. Thank you for having me back. It's, you know, business is good. We really do feel like a lot of things that the administration has done is starting to help our business grow. We saw obviously the tax change. We drove that back into our employee base, increased our merit pools, obviously did some stuff with tuition reimbursement, but I think all of our customers are starting to feel that infusion of capital, and they're now looking to spend that in various product deployments and various projects. So we're excited about business. We've seen our organic growth continue to accelerate over the last several quarters, and I would tell you our sales have been very strong, so they continue to
where are the strengths? Well. What are some kind of some pockets or some particular sectors where you're seeing just that strength?
As you know, I mean, our business is focused on financial services, and we're the largest fintech provider in the world. And primarily, we publish those products and services through financial institutions, asset managers, global trading platforms. What I think we saw is historically, because of regulatory oversight, because of the lack of investment, we've really played out this investment cycle as long as we can. And so now across the board, we're seeing a real demand, whether it's core banking systems, whether it's next generation payments. We're seeing a lot of investment around P2P and money movement, but we're also seeing a lot of investment around our capital markets products, our global trading platforms, and being able to drive costs out through outsourcing. So we're seeing strength across the board.
So regulatory relief has definitely been a boom for business.
Absolutely. We've definitely seen a pullback. In regulatory, we're seeing our customers now starting to lean into that. You know, we're also seeing a huge demand around digitization. So really everybody is pushing to try to eliminate friction in the ecosystem to allow the end consumer to consume financial services in a much more easier way. And so all that really benefits FIS.
FIS has been a big supporter of the FinTech Accelerator program, which is just next door from our studios over here on Main Street in downtown Little Rock. What's been the dividend for FIS out of this?
You know, the dividends, it's too early to tell. What I'll tell you, the reason why we're excited about the accelerator, if you think about where FIS is in their innovation cycle, we're going to invest $1 billion roughly this year in some form of innovation, whether that's in capital expenditures or operating expenditures geared around our products and services globally. We know that we can't do everything ourselves. There's too much going on in the industry, too much modernization going on. We also do venture capital-like investments and have been very successful with that. When you think of the accelerator is really pre-revenue. We're really at the idea phase. And so for FIS to bring our strength in financial services, to be able to mentor and incubate some of these ideas across these 10 startups, hopefully moving them into the funding round, and then eventually moving them from the funding round to perhaps into FIS, either through not only continued partnership or perhaps even an acquisition. But we've just really seen great success with it. We've done 3 of them, as you know. We've partnered with the state of Arkansas. The governor, Asa Hutchinson's been a great partner of ours through this process. Last year we had over 200 applicants globally for 10 spots.
Yeah, it's been a little successful, hasn't it? Yeah.
And so we brought them in, and we've averaged over 80% funding coming out of it. So we've had over 80%. And if you know much about accelerators, typically, you know, that runs about 10 or 20%. Yeah. So a lot of success. You know, at FIS, we've been thrilled with it. But it'll take a few more years to really see if where some of these companies are going is really the inflection point where the market moves.
You've looked at a few. You guys have adopted a few in terms of just continuing to mentor them. Absolutely. After the accelerator program is over. I'm not asking you to pick one of your favorite children or anything like that, but have you seen something that just has kind of captured your imagination? Maybe one or two that just kind of stand out that you say?
There's been some interesting trends on a lot of them, and we've actually made investments in several of the companies. We've actually signed reseller agreements with several of them and deploying them across our customer base. What I'm looking to come out of the accelerator is where's the market going to be in 10 years? We saw some interesting ones come out of this cohort that were dealing with blockchain. There's been some inherent inefficiencies with blockchain. One of the startups, this last one, had really modified the chain to where we saw an actually increase in productivity, and so that one's kind of interesting. We've watched, back to my point about how do you remove friction in the ecosystem, a really interesting one about user identification. So we'll see. It's early, but there's a lot of fun ideas have come out so far.
And I think you guys are committed to funding and partnering with the FinTech program in the future
Absolutely.
as well.
We're doing another one next year.
Good.
Looking forward to it.
Appreciate you doing that. Gary, good to see you as always. Thank you so much.
It's always great to see you, Roby. Thank you.
Take care.